Welcome back. Another week has gone by, and here we are again.
We are
Yes.
back.
We are back. You guys just can't get rid of us.
No, like that bad penny.
Some of them have tried, probably, but is what it is.
I know, every time I turn on the TV, they're there. Change the channel.
Yeah.
No, please don't.
I know, really. We like having you around. Hopefully, you guys.
Yeah,
do.
absolutely. We've made some very, very, good friends that we've never met.
Yeah. Well, some we've met.
Some we've met.
Yeah. We met
Yeah,
Claudio and
Claudio. Good egg.
That girl Trish.
Yeah.
Did you see Tony D on Rocky Day?
I did. I got to talk to him for like maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah. He had his baseball team with him, so
Yeah, his baseball team. Yeah, that's an understatement.
5 kids, man.
Take it easy, Tone.
Yeah,
take it easy.
Yeah. We know you're Catholic, but come on.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Stop
but he
remember that Steve Martin movie with all the kids. What was that called?
Oh my God!
Remember all the kids that something dozen or whatever?
You know what?
Cheaper by the dozen.
Cheaper by the dozen. There was another one too with Dennis Quaid.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and there was like, I don't know. There was like 20 of them in this family, and they were living in a lighthouse or something like that.
How do you have that many children? My goodness.
Oh my God. I'd be like, living on Quaaludes or something.
We would make Frank Stallone a very, very rich man by buying all his bourbon.
Yeah. Bourbon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I'm telling you.
Oh boy. So I gotta thank you.
Okay.
For sending me up the Florida weather. I love it.
Cool.
We got a week. Yeah, we got a week of straight 90s to 100s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will, you know what? Let's just say it's not cold. Okay. As Jimmy would say, it's not cold. But I know it gets aggravating, but I'll take it every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when it's here, like it's starting to get like ridiculously hot now down here. So the work day is a little rough sometimes.
Sure.
Those of you that know, I work outside, so it's it could be a little rough, working in that type of heat. But that type of heat usually lasts about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so do the math. That's 52 weeks a year. Even if it's 12 weeks,
right?
That means we have 40 weeks of very comfortable and nice warm weather. Not the humid, just death hot. So,
right,
is what it is.
That's what I was telling Deb. I'm like, up here we get, what was it? 6 months of winter, 6 months of, good weather, decent weather.
2 weeks of sunshine,
and we get 2 weeks of sunshine. But if we move down south, down to Florida, whatever, so maybe we're 2 months you're stuck inside rather than 6 months. So we're 4 months ahead.
Yeah,
we've gained 4 months outside.
Yeah, it's about you're about right. It's about 3 months given. It's usually like June, July, August, middle June, July, August. Where it's just it's bad, but that's also start of hurricane season, so it does rain every single day at like 3:00.
Yeah,
and kind of cools things off, kind of makes it humid.
Right.
I don't know. I'm sure these guys didn't tune in to hear us talk about the weather. That's about as
next on AccuWeather.
About as boring. So here's Tony and Rick with the weather. No, actually, Rick had a very good weekend with good weather. Yes. So we're just going to let him roll with this one because he was a busy man this weekend.
Yes.
So take it away, my friend.
Okay. So for all of you that know and don't know, I volunteer. I work at the International Boxing Hall of Fame, which is the granddaddy of the Hall of Fames. There's like 5 or 6 throughout the country, but this one is the only international one. I work security, and it's, it can be a lot of fun. It can be aggravating, but it can be a lot of fun as well. And there's a lot of things going on. Thursday boxers are coming in. They're kind of meandering through the grounds. Did I send you any pictures of the actual museum? I think
no, we didn't get those. We got I got a bunch of others though, so we could.
Okay. So Thursday they're starting to come in, and then Friday is again they're coming in on the airplane, into the airport, and they're being shuttled back and forth, and then Friday there's let's see, what was Friday now? There's Friday night fights up at the casino.
Okay.
I'm going to work that one next year. I've been wanting to work a fight,
Yeah.
I heard there were some good fights this weekend.
Nice.
That weekend. And then there's a dinner, a meet and greet. And then Saturday, there is a race in the morning, early morning, like a 5K or something like that.
Okay.
And then there is there's the autograph and collector show on Saturday.
Which got that there.
Right. Which, let's see. I'm going to have my glasses on. I'm sorry. So right here, I know I sent you a picture of the collector's show, which was, there we go. So this is the place that I was working. This is in the gymnasium at Canastota High School. And this whole gym is just filled with vendors, selling amazing stuff.
Cool.
Just stuff I've never seen. But do you remember back when we were kids? I can't remember my age, but I mean, this is how I became more or less a Joe Frazier fan. Do you remember the Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier? They were kind of like the Rock'em Sock'em robots, and they came with the boxing ring. Do you remember that? Yeah. I had that when I was a kid.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I had just the regular Rock'em robots.
Okay, well, I had those too, but my dad was a big boxing fan, so you'd put this click this thing into their back, and if you look it up on eBay, there's one for sale right now. They're pretty pricey, and I'd never seen one. I haven't seen one in years, and I came across one. I'm like, oh my God, if I had the extra money, just for nostalgia, just to set it up.
They got all kinds of stuff. They got, memorabilia from way back. They got,
oh my God, yeah.
Everything there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they go, I mean, like stuff from Jack Dempsey and all kinds of autographed gloves. There was a big, I know I sent you in one of the collectors, it had I'm pretty sure it had a bunch of Rocky posters and stuff that were autographed, and they were going for a pretty penny, so, but there is some Rocky stuff there. As a matter of fact, I told you on our last podcast, I happened to be working, they put me out by the cash box,
right,
and unfortunately, so I couldn't get up to where they were in the gymnasium and there, but I did pick up this.
Oh yeah,
the Ring magazine.
The last one, yep.
Because I was just looking for anything with Rocky on it, and then I did earmark this page with the interview with Sly.
That's cool.
In there, and this was him talking about if Rocky was to fight Jerry Cooney and Larry Holmes, how would Rocky do? And a short article about it. This is dated June 1982. So it's just one of those little nostalgia things that, just to add to the Rocky collection.
Very cool.
So,
and now do you ever hear any of the boxers talk about Rocky? Like, do you ever hear them mentioning, like?
Yes, actually, there are quite a few that are Rocky fans, and they will bring it up. And, as we're talking, I'll get introduced to a boxer, and they'll usually introduce me as, hey, this is Rick. I got my security shirt on. They're like, he was in the Creed 2 movie. He's a big Rocky fan. And then that kind of breaks the ice, and I get talking with him, So one of the, he's not a boxer, but Kenny Bayless was, I had a very long conversation with him because I didn't get to meet him on set on Creed 2, but I did get to see him on set in Creed 2.
Cool.
So we did have a very long discussion about those very long days. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now.
We'll leave that there.
So
let's see. We got something to Kenny here. So there's Kenny.
Yeah. You know what? It was pouring rain. It was pouring. It stopped. The parade happened, and about an hour or two later, it poured again.
Oh, so it stopped just for the parade.
Just for the parade.
That's awesome.
And I heard, so a very good friend of mine, he's on the board of directors. Scott, if you're watching, hi Scott. I believe he told me that every year, I'm not, I know I'm going to get this number wrong, 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, whatever it's been, as long as since 89, this has been going on. Okay. Knock on wood. They've never gotten rained out on parade day.
On parade day.
Day. Almost smoked out last year from Canada.
Yeah. So 25 years they've been doing it. 24 years. So.
Yeah, so they've never been rained out, but almost got smoked out.
So that was Kenny in the parade. Then we got another parade shot here.
That is, I'm gonna have to play this that is my dad. So he has a 1983 Mustang convertible. Yep, and he was going to be driving Mickey and Dickie in his car. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of bad luck. And as they were about to get into they were just literally opened the door. They were getting in, and older cars being older cars.
Yeah.
It overheated. And he wasn't the only one that day too. So, but I felt so bad.
I know, right?
I was so looking forward to him being in there, and of all people, Mickey and Dickie, my God.
Yeah. Very cool.
And
what else we got here? What is
their
Kenny
buddy
again?
Bean Shooter? Bean Shooter is their buddy who was walking alongside of them there. Another one of Kenny.
Yeah. It's another parade car here.
So this is actually just before the parade was starting. So we're waiting for cars to line up. And I'm standing there and this car pulls up, and I'm like, oh my God, that thing is gorgeous. So I'm just standing there looking at it, and I'm a good 50, maybe 25 feet away or so, and 30 feet away. And I just kind of zoomed in my phone, my camera, and took a picture of it. And I was taking, because I was like, wow. And I don't remember I don't even know if we actually introduced ourselves. He waved me over. He's like, come here. And so I walk over, and he's like, come on, get in. I'll take your picture. I'm like, no. Bull in a china shop. No. He's like, no, get in. Tony, that was a tight fit.
Yeah.
That's not for big guys. I mean, I did get in there, but I believe it was a 1946 MG.
Okay.
And it was fully restored with authentic parts.
Wow.
And I wish I had got a picture of the front. It had the crank.
Oh, remember? Did it really?
And, wow. And he had the crank for it.
Wow.
It's amazing. Just amazing. That car was beautiful. Amazing. So
let's see what else we have here. Let's see what this one is here. We got another.
Okay, so there was, oh God. Can you go back to the picture of the inductees? Is that possible? Guests. I'm sorry. Go to guests. I should probably have these up. All right. So let me look. Oh, they're not there. It was a brother and a sister. I will find them. I know I sent you their picture. They rode in that horse-drawn carriage.
Horse and buggy there.
Yeah, the horse and buggy. Yeah. It was pretty cool. I didn't get to see it coming down the street because I was well ahead of them, but yeah. And then that car I thought was pretty cool.
Nice. Now, do they have the old cars for the parade? Like they bring them in for the parade?
Yeah, and those are just volunteers.
That's cool.
You know, people will volunteer to drive their car. My buddy Scott, he works at a dealership, so he gets some of the newer Mustang convertibles to drive. So that's Eric Morales.
Now, is this parade is it by the Hall of Fame building itself, or is this in a separate town?
No, it's by the Hall of Fame. It starts up by the American Legion,
okay,
and then it goes right down Main Street.
Okay,
and it ends maybe a couple blocks short of the Boxing Hall of Fame, because the Boxing Hall of Fame is right off the throughway exit. It's like you get off the exit and it's bang right there. Yeah. If I wish I had sent you a picture of I'll see if I can find it while I'm talking, of the outside of the Hall of Fame. So if you want to put up pictures, I'll keep describing.
Yeah, I mean, well, you said we already had the one of Kenny, and then we had the one of Eric Morales.
Yeah.
We have these guys on stage here. Who are they?
Yeah, so we got Jim Lampley, and the Hitman. Oh, what the heck's his name? I just had it here. Hitman. I want to say Hart, but I don't think that's it.
No, that's not him.
No. Jim Lampley, we all know,
right.
Unfortunately, when he was in the auditorium, I couldn't get in. I was working the front door, so I was unable to get near him to even talk to him, to see if he would be interested to come, whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he's been in. I mean, he was in Balboa, and he was in, Creed and Creed 2, and so it'd be a.
I was so mad. I'm like, I'm stuck out here by the front door, and everybody's in there. Michael Spinks. I sent you a couple pictures of him, and all the boxers and all the dignitaries and the celebrities.
So we got that's Kenny, and then I think this is Michael Spinks here.
Yeah, there's Michael Spinks.
Yeah, there's Michael Spinks. And then you had who's this here?
Butterbean.
Oh, is it Butterbean?
It's Butterbean.
He looks smaller.
Yeah. Now, again, I did not get the opportunity to meet him. I did, I was standing next to him at the very end, but I was like, we're not supposed to,
Right.
And I'm like, and everyone's around. I'm like, I'm not even going to ask, because I don't want to get in trouble.
Right. Sure.
They say if you have a moment and you're walking them to their car.
Right. That makes more sense. I understand that.
Because what they don't want is for people who are, paying to get in or standing in lines, and they're like, oh, well, he's right there and he gets his picture. No, that's not the case, Right. So if you have that opportunity for that split moment to get a picture, you do it, but it's not practiced. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's frowned upon, but it's like,
Well, I mean, let's face it. First of all, you're working, even though it's a volunteer gig, you're working the show.
Right.
I mean, so right there alone, you're supposed to be doing your job. And secondly, like you said, I mean, he's getting people that pay to come in, people that want to, whatever. So that's understandable. I mean, I get that.
And
like you said, you walk into the car or something, or you're escorting him into the back room, then a little different if you have a little one.
And that happened to me last year with Alicia Ashley, and there was a couple of other fighters where I had actually finished my shift over at the Collector's Show, and I changed my shirt. I put on my Rocky shirt, and I know I sent you the picture last year. Like Manuel Marquez, and there was another one, and Alicia Ashley. And I went over to the Boxing Hall of Fame. I just wanted to look around, I wanted to go to the souvenir shop. I wanted to buy a T-shirt. You know, just I wanted to be a fan.
Yeah,
you know, and my buddy Scott, who's on the board of directors, caught me, and you know, he sees Alicia Ashley, who is a very famous boxer, women's boxer. He's like, she's standing there all by herself. I'm like, okay. He's like, I need you to go guard her. I'm like, okay. So I wound up standing with her. We wound up, you know, we struck up a conversation. We're talking. I got some pictures with her, you know, but I was not working. And then I wound up escorting her to her ride. And then Manuel Marquez and his troop, he had a freaking troop of people with him. You know, as I left Alicia and I'm walking back, I'm like, I just want to go to the souvenir shop. I want to go home. You know, and he catches me again. He's like, I need you to take care of these guys. Okay. I'm like, but Scotty, I don't have my security. I don't care. I know who you are. Take care of them. So I stood there and then I walked him to the, you know, because what happens is, and you know, you've been to enough concerts where, you know, the celebrities,
getting... It's like see, like there's people around here and he's walking like that, and then all of a sudden they spot him, and you know, boom.
Yes, and they will circle him, you know, and it can be testy at times. It can get a little, you know, you don't want to touch anybody or, you know, get rough enough. But you're like, come on, guys, you know, give the guy a chance to breathe. Right. You know, and so like in the parade, I was walking alongside Mickey and Dickie Eklund and Mickey Ward. For those of you who don't know, watch The Fighter with Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg. It is an amazing movie, and it's a true life story about Mickey and Dickie, except for the one fact that Dickie wants me to make very clear is that when Christian Bale, who played Dickie in the movie, the skinny one, he didn't go out the second floor window. He went out the third floor window. So there, like, Dickie, if you're watching, for the record, he went out the third window and landed in a pile of mattresses and garbage.
Too funny. So so the character that he portrayed in the film definitely sounds like it's very accurate.
It is very accurate, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
They were
phenomenal movie. Not great movie.
Yes, it's amazing. Just amazing. And it's true life, you know.
Yeah.
It's it's cool because when you meet, you know, you're watching it on the fighter on the movie, you know, on TV or whatever, but then you actually meet these guys. It's like you're looking, I'm like, okay, I can see, I know there's no, you know, relationship or you know, between Mark Wahlberg and Mickey, but there is a slight resemblance. You can see that, you know, and some mannerisms. So Mark Wahlberg, he got, you know, he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christian Bale, he nailed it.
I'm sure he consulted with them, you know,
and
and did a lot of questions and, you know, tried to do some research, like you said, watching him with his mannerisms so he gets a more accurate portrayal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Christian Bale is definitely, if you've seen his movies throughout the years, you'll see him, he's like weighing 90 pounds and then he's freaking ripped for Batman, you know, in the trilogy, you know, so he gets definitely into character, no doubt about it. And same with Mark Wahlberg. I mean, like I told you, that movie Father Stew, it's kind of runs under the radar, but it's a very good movie. It's about a boxer. It's about a boxer. And it is a true story as well. So anyway, as I was walking, you know, down the guarding Mickey and Dickie in the parade, what happens is a lot of times people will run out into the street and they'll want to get autographs while they're driving in the car. And I'll just have to, you want to sign it? I'll ask them real quick, you want to sign it? And they'll be like, no. And I'm like, oh, sorry, guys. He's not, you know, or hurry up, you know. And I got to keep the driver, keep your foot on the pedal.
Right. You know, don't stop.
Don't stop, because if you stop, we're stopped, you know, a mile back.
Right.
You know, I'm like, come on, keep going. You got to.
So with all the fans that are there that want to meet them and take pictures and get autographs, whatever it may be, is there an opportunity for them to do that inside? And these guys are just trying to get them another way, or is there?
The Boxing Hall of Fame does provide a lot of opportunities.
Okay,
they do. I mean, yes, there are your collectors, who will just try to, skirt the edges. You know what I'm saying? Make some bucks, whatever.
No, trust me. I mean, I get it. We used to. We don't do it anymore. But we used to go down to spring training all the time. We used to go to 5, 6, 7, 10 games a year down to spring training. And, we'd see the players go by. Sometimes we would take pictures with them. Sometimes we would just shake hands. Sometimes they would sign a baseball. But, we always kind of step back for the little kids, let the little kids go.
Absolutely.
And then you got the 50-year-old,
with a backpack,
a duffel bag full of baseballs who keeps like, sign this. It's like, come on, man, just let the kids get in there and get what they need. And, I understand it's a business to them, but in the same respect.
Well, and we've all seen the Instagram posts, and I'll bring it back to Sly, because this is what we always talk about is Rocky and Sly, is, sometimes he's like, no, and he's like, I just signed one for you. And you look at that situation and you're like, yeah, I get it, because he's going to sign whatever. And then this guy's going to go sell it and make, some money off of this. And Sly's not getting any.
Right.
Like,
and also
I'll his time is very later.
Yeah, his time is very limited. So now maybe a real fan did not get one because he took the extra 10 seconds to do yours. I've seen them come out and do that. I've seen them walk up to the ropes, calm, orderly fashion, one per customer.
Yeah.
And then start signing away.
That's the way it should be.
What they're doing.
That's the way it should
be.
And
you either respect it, or you leave with just one. I mean, whatever, it's only fair.
Right. Everybody should get a turn.
Come back tomorrow and get another one, I guess, whatever. But
right.
I don't know.
There is a lot of opportunities. Like I said, the collector's show goes from like, I'm going to say like 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And the boxers, and then in the inductees, the referees who are guests, or any of the guests who are there, they come to the collector's show. They take turns. They're over at the grounds on Saturday morning, where there are tents set up where the boxers are in the tents, and they'll sign autographs in the tents. And you'll get dignitaries, you'll get boxers, you'll get referees, you'll get all kinds of people. They'll just show up and they won't even let anybody know, and they'll just mingle within the crowd.
Oh,
so
really?
If you're not on your game, and you're like, you don't know who's who,
right?
Or you're not like on the Johnny on the spot. I was standing next to a very well-known referee, and I can't think of his name at the moment, in the collector's show, and at the souvenir shop.
Like old school, like Mills Lane. Remember Mills Lane?
I do remember Mills Lane very well.
He reffed like every 80s and 90s, like, top marquee boxing match.
This fella, I mean, I kind of recognize him, but I didn't. I didn't make the correlation.
Yeah, sure.
And I thought he was just, a guest in the souvenir shop. And then, I'm standing there next to him and we talked. We're just like you and me are talking,
Right.
And we're just kind of shooting the shit. And then I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, and I'm going to go and do some other things. Well, the next day he's up on the guest panel. Like, oh my God.
Wait a minute. I was just talking to that guy.
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Now, obviously, the bigger name boxers that come draw more crowds.
Yes.
So obviously, all of the big names have already been done. Tyson and Frazier and Ali and Larry Holmes and all those big names or the classic names. Now, I remember you said that you saw that you talked to somebody that was there when Sly was inducted.
Yes. Yes.
How was the crowds then?
You know, Tony, if I knew you were going to ask me that question, and I could, because I'm looking at my book, and I have the newspaper article because I saved it, because I wanted to go. When I say the picture doesn't do it justice, there was like something like 19,000 people there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You couldn't. So, okay. So I'm in the hall, right? There's the actual hall, like Cooperstown.
Right. Yeah. Well, the plaques are.
Right. I sent you the pictures of the fist casts, if you want to put a couple of those up.
I will look for them. I've been having trouble.
Okay.
I've been having technical trouble. So that's why you haven't seen anything come up. So
Okay.
I apologize.
All right. Well,
I'm having
George,
every video you sent me, I am having trouble with.
Oh, geez.
And the pictures of the fists. I'm having issues right now. So, and not, I know I'm having issues, everybody. I understand that part.
Our production manager is going to get fired.
Yeah. I would fire me if I was you. So I understand. I'm definitely having some issues. But
so
if and when I get them, I will put them up.
Okay. So as I was talking about the fist cast, so every fighter or every person, I should say, who is inducted in the Boxing Hall of Fame, they get a plaque. I know I sent you a bunch of pictures of those when you get the opportunity. A plaque on the wall. There's no bust like in Cooperstown or in Canton, Ohio for the football. But what they do is in Canastota is they do a fist cast where I worked it last year. I actually watched them do this where they put this stuff in a bucket and they dip their hand down into the bucket and they hold it there for so long and they pull it out and it makes a perfect mold of their fist, and then they pour it they pour the metal or whatever into that cast, and then it goes through hours and hours of being, fine-tuned. So while I'm in there and I got a picture of Sly's plaque, I'm looking around for his fist cast and I can't find it. And I go to my buddy Scott and I'm like, Scott, where's Sly's? And it's a kind of a smaller building, so there's no way they can possibly have everything out,
Right. What do they like rotate things sometimes?
Yeah, they do. And I'm like, well, maybe they rotated it out. I don't know. So I go to one of he's like the vice president, and I'm like, hey Jeff, where's Stallone's fist cast? He's like, you know what? He never did one. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He's like, yeah, he goes, he got in late on Saturday, and it was a shit show here on Saturday. And we never had the opportunity to do one. It was a zoo. So yeah, unfortunately.
How funny is that probably, and I don't know this for a fact, obviously, but probably the largest crowd that they've had there was for a fictional boxer.
Right.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, 3 years ago, they had what was called the trilogy after the COVID stuff. And that's when they had that's when Mayweather went in and Layla Ali went in.
Okay.
There was, there was probably 20 of them or more. And we had some pretty big, probably not a Stallone crowd, but we had a good showing up, because there was some very big names, Riddick Bowe. Junior Jones. There was just so many. It just boggles my mind. But
well, it almost has to, like I said, it almost has to like come around in circles. Like, and no disrespect to the lesser known names. Obviously, they're going into the Hall of Fame. They're definitely a name worthy of boxing, but to the general public that is not a true boxing fan, they may not be known. Everybody knows the certain names, but so you'll have like those 70s boxers, that like we just discussed, Joe Frazier, Ali, George Foreman, the 80s boxers, and you got Tyson and Riddick Bowe and Tommy Morrison was more 90s, so it's like it goes in like waves almost where it's going to come around.
Right. And I think I was saying this to you last week, was that it was like, what an era that you and I got to grow up in, with the names that came through it. Just those names that you said, along with Sugar Ray Leonard and, Larry Holmes and George Foreman and Roberto Duran and, Michael Spinks, Leon Spinks, his brother, who's no longer, he's passed away. I mean, this was like the heyday, other than going back into the circa 1900s, with was it James Braxton? Shoot, I was just thinking of it. He's got the Cinderella Man. Have you seen that one with Russell Crowe movie?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
James Braddock.
Yeah, that was another good movie. I forget the name though, but I know.
Yeah, very good movie, based on a true story. And he's in there. I got to see his plaque, and I think I took a picture of it. And you better get George on the ball, because our graphics guy is going to really get in trouble.
I'm working on it, and I think I'm having some magic happen. So this is my last opportunity. And if it works, we're in. And I will know in about 10 seconds, maybe less. And I think now, I don't know what order they came in, so I'm just going to pop them up there. But they came.
That's okay. I can speak to them as they show up. Okay.
Now the videos are still not coming.
That's okay. They were just videos.
Remember, we had that trouble with when I interviewed Frank Stallone, and remember we couldn't get it. For nothing, we could not get that video on here.
Right.
Sorry, I'm technology challenged, everybody. I apologize. All right, so without further ado, since it took me so long to upload these, we'll start putting them up here, and then Rick could tell us here. This is the Ali Wepner fight, which everybody knows gave Sly the inspiration to write Rocky.
Right, and then you see the ticket. There's the program, the souvenir program, and then the ticket for the fight. And I'm like, how fitting as I come across this.
That's awesome.
Being Rocky fans, and the whole backstory was Stallone and Rocky, and there it is. I'm like, oh my God, I just,
Wepner knocked Ali down, just like Rocky knocked Apollo down, and he was supposed to not even survive a round.
No. Chuck Wepner was a journey.
We got here. This here, I can't read. I can't read.
Name is Abe Simon.
Okay.
Abe Simon. He lost to Joe Louis. The reason I took the picture of this is, and it doesn't do it justice, that is the largest fist cast in the boxing.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And so here's my fist. Okay. I don't know how big my fist is.
Right.
I'm telling you, when that was like 2.5 fists bigger than mine, that is not an exaggeration.
Oh my God.
Like if you were holding a bowling ball in your hand.
Right. Big man right there.
That man was big.
Let's see what else we got here. This came in. This is Rocky Marciano.
Yep. Versus Jersey. Yep. Versus Jersey Joe Walcott.
And now that fight, you know about that fight where, Jersey Joe probably should have beat him. He came close to it.
Yes.
Rocky Marciano's undefeated, but Jersey Joe gave a beating.
Rocky Marciano is what? 4-0, I believe. 49-0.
Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so there's
this
slideshow.
Yeah, they donated the fedora for a silent auction, and maybe the sign. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
probably.
Yes, it has the sign there. A little silent auction page. Let's see.
So Carmen Basilio grew up and raised in Canastota. His house has got one of those historical placards.
Right.
I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
And he's very, very, famous in that area. He
The
was
hometown boy. I get it.
hometown
Yeah.
boy. He was a champion. He also had Basilio's restaurant.
Okay.
And he had a food stand at the New York State Fair for a very long time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, Jack Dempsey. There we go.
Yes.
Jack Dempsey.
We all know, most of us know about Jack.
Yeah. And then we got Ali Frazier. And I'm assuming those are checks from the fight.
Yes, this is their checks. What the heck was it? 2,500,000 each they got for that fight.
That's a lot back then too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot in general, but it's a lot back then.
I'll take it.
Joe Frazier, Jerry Quarry.
Yep. I just thought the boxing posters were just so cool.
They're different back then. Let's see, we got Ali Foreman inside here.
This is pre Foreman grill.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, those Foreman grills work pretty good.
They do. And I thought it would be kind of cool for the show to have a picture of a real championship belt.
No, look at that. It's awesome. Awesome. All right. We got Smoking Joe's robe.
There's my guy.
With his fist.
Yeah.
Then we got another, Rocky jacket.
Yes.
And the Thrilla in Manila.
Right. The jacket, the Rocky jacket, as you can see, came from the Sly Stallone shop, was donated, silent auction. And the Thrilla in Manila. Wow.
There's a whole bunch of fists.
Yeah, Kenny Norton, George Foreman, Willie Pep. I got an autograph card of his somewheres down here.
Some big hands.
Yeah.
And there's the Basilio.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Berbick versus Tyson. That's Mike.
That's Mike's fist.
I want to get hit with that.
No, I know we talked about this last year, but I just thought it was definitely worth repeating that this ring was the actual ring from the Madison Square Garden Ali Frazier fight, and it was retired, and it is now in the Canastota International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Very cool.
Yeah, and they run the fight on a loop on the TV.
Do they? That's awesome. Yeah. Very cool. And then last but not least, now this is all that came up. So if I don't have any, they're still buffering. And not looking good. But we did get.
There it is. There it is.
Fly, so
yeah.
Sylvester Gordinzio Stallone.
Do you remember watching The Contender? Did you watch that?
I did.
You must.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, Sunday night couldn't come fast enough.
Isn't it kind of odd they have a picture of him like that though for his plaque and not in his boxing, form?
Yeah, true.
But The Contender. I remember watching that show. Remember the beginning of it when he's hitting the bag?
Yeah. Oh my God. Because then it was after that was bus driver, move that bus, whatever the hell that show was.
Yeah, strong man or something.
No, it was the home remodeling show.
Oh, yeah, I do. I never watched that show, but I remember the commercial. They blocked the house, right?
Yeah.
With the truck.
Yep.
That's right.
So, but it's just so cool to see, Rocky's Sly's plaque in the Boxing Hall of Fame. But then you have the Ali Wepner actual fight plaque.
Yeah.
The souvenir.
That's why I said I would love to hear the comments from the real boxers, discussing, how Rocky either motivates them or inspired them or could even be the reason why some of them became boxers.
Right.
You never know.
Absolutely. I wish I haven't had that. When you're working, you don't, and even when you're a fan, when you get up there to talk to them, you don't have that long.
Right.
To, maybe if you're behind the scenes and you're like in a room with them, you could, have that opportunity. Kind of like when I was talking to Kenny last year, Kenny Bayless, we were at the fist casting ceremony, and I was working security, and I was standing basically right next to him, and I just struck up a conversation with him, and it went for a long time, and we talked about that, that the movie and making the movie and the hours and the boxing, and so if you have those opportunities, they're definitely well worth it, but very, very few and far between. Right. But I was going to say earlier that I did hear that Butterbean was more than gracious to sign autographs and take pictures with every single person that asked.
That's very cool.
Right? Nice. I mean, there are some, that's why they're there. But after a while, they're like, no more.
Right.
I heard a story about Butterbean where, so they're at the casino. Somebody asked him for his autograph. He's like, I got to go. I'll be right back. Went up the elevator. About 20 minutes later, he came down, and this guy's talking to him, and blah, 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 security, and he keeps on seeing Butterbean going like this. He's going like this. And finally, the security's like, are you okay? Are you looking for something? Are you missing something?
Right.
Like, no, I told a fan to meet me back here. I was going to sign something for him. And he goes, oh, there he is. He's over there. And he walked right over, and all these people are coming up and surrounding Butterbean for his autograph. And he's like, I'll get you in a minute. I promise that fan right there.
Yeah, that's very, very cool.
You know what I'm saying?
We love to hear stuff like that. That's
absolutely. It's just amazing. Just amazing.
Very cool.
And the boxers and the dignitaries and the celebrities, they're all nice. After a while, it gets, I'm sure it gets to them, but they're also being, noticed or being celebrated. So,
right.
It's a good time. And I encourage anybody who has not gone to go, and it's small, won't take you that long, but not like a Cooperstown, but it's
what town is near this?
It's by Oneida, is the Turning Stone Casino is where it would be closest to. So
how far away is it from Syracuse?
30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Oh, okay. So Syracuse is relatively close.
So it's between Syracuse and Utica.
Okay.
Rome, Utica area. Well, Rome would probably be one of the bigger areas that are names of a town or city.
Gotcha.
That people might.
And now neither of those are close to the American side of Niagara Falls.
No, actually, when I jump on the thruway, I go east. Where Niagara Falls from my house, I'd have to go west.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah. So if you went towards Albany, much shorter than Albany, but towards Albany, that's the direction you'll find Canastota.
Well, because of your weekend event, we have some nice surprises coming up, like we've been promising, and we've been keeping our word. But we have some couple good episodes coming up that people will enjoy. You did your due diligence out there.
I'm trying. I got one.
Hey, you got more than I have. I've been striking out. So
I got two.
Yeah, exactly.
The third one, I'm still waiting for a response.
No worries. Like I said, you'll see. Tune in next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, and it'll be a fun, interesting episode. With this very special guest, and then still working on some of mine. But like I said, I've been striking out all over. So,
well, it's summertime too.
Yeah,
people are usually busy in summer.
Yeah, you just keep nagging. That's all.
Okay. I wanted to ask you. I know I showed you this before, in the green room.
Mm-hmm.
the green room.
Yeah.
With our production.
Good snacks in the green room.
Yeah. With our production assistant, George, who's going to get fired. A buddy of mine, his name is Joe, sent me this. It is like a poker chip.
Poker chip. Rocky 3.
I had never, ever,
no,
I guess, seen such a thing.
No. You might have the only one.
I guess they never went into production.
Right.
The number on mine is 0000. I just never, I mean.
That's pretty cool, though.
But the thing, my point is, first of all, Joe, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. He's going to be a new follower, a new watcher.
Nice. Thank you, Joe.
And, but it just goes to show you my point of this whole bit here is that from 76 till this second, there's stuff out there from Rocky that we don't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ton of stuff.
We're still in the dark on some stuff. Like, where the hell did that come from? And why don't I have it?
When I'm having trouble falling asleep, I'll scroll through eBay just for the hell of it, and I'll look up Rocky Stallone items. Yeah. And every now and then I'll come. I mean, you usually see all the same stuff.
Right.
Usually.
Right.
But every now and then I'll come across like, oh my God, I haven't seen that in 40 years, or I never saw that.
I've never. Yeah. Those are the ones that I'm like, I've never. When your jaw just drops.
Yeah, like I said, those gold bars that look like the boxing ticket.
Yes.
It'll say, Rocky Balboa versus Apollo Creed, have the date, and look, admit 1, section 12, whatever. Looks just like a bot, but it's a little gold. I don't know if it's real gold. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's gold plated.
Sure.
But it's a little gold bar.
Sure.
And I don't know how big it is. I didn't order one, but I've seen them on there. But again, I mean, that's coming from England too, so. They have a
right. Have you seen the Rocky half dollars or silver dollars?
No.
Have you seen every once in a blue? And I've been trying to get a hold of one of these things.
No, I never saw that.
They're from the UK. They're specially made.
Really?
Yeah. You got to look it up. They're pretty damn cool.
Are they all silver or are they colored?
They're colored. Some of them are colored.
Now, is it a American silver dollar or is it European? Okay.
No, it's an American silver dollar.
All
and
right.
it's either half or silver, or it's either half or silver dollar. I can't remember. I think it's a silver dollar. Anyway, if I find one again, I was following some. There's a series of them.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, just like there are stamps. This Joe
stamps I've seen. Stamps I've seen before.
Okay.
Where Rocky was on a whole sheet of stamps. Yeah.
I mean, my God, Tony, we just don't have enough room.
or enough money.
Yeah. Sometimes there's just never enough rocks.
There you go. Jenny. All righty, buddy. So next couple of weeks, we have some good episodes, good guests. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Rick, for going up there and getting us all these pictures and some fun stuff. Good stories.
Yes.
And we'll just tune in next week to find out more surprises.
Oh, wait a minute. Next week is number
our 100th episode.
Our 100th episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard. I'm like, what do you mean? What's next week? It is. It's our 100th episode. That is correct.
You forgot our anniversary?
No.
You didn't give me nothing?
Our anniversary. We already celebrated our anniversary. Too funny. All right, brother. I will talk to you next week. Everybody, thanks for watching as always.
Thank you.
Another good time. Have a good one.